Tonight, I want to speak to you about the most profound, the most creative, and perhaps the most misunderstood power in the universe. A power that resides not in the heavens above or the earth beneath, but within the very core of your being. A power expressed in two simple words, I am. Have you ever stopped to truly consider the significance of these words? When you say, I am tired, I am poor, I am successful, I am healthy, what are you truly declaring? Are you merely describing a temporary state, or are you invoking the very name of God, the creative power itself, and clothing it with the limitations or the glories that follow? Most of the world uses this divine name unconsciously, carelessly, attaching it to every fleeting mood, every passing circumstance, every fear and every doubt. And then they wonder why their lives reflect this chaos, this lack of control, this seeming powerlessness against the tides of fate. But tonight, I will reveal to you the secret hidden in plain sight. I will show you that your awareness of being, your sense of I am, is God. It is the one and only reality, the cause of all phenomena in your world. And I will teach you how to consciously, deliberately, and powerfully use this understanding to transform your life from the inside out. Forget everything you thought you knew about prayer, about effort, about striving to change the outer world. Tonight, we go to the source. We go to the foundation upon which your entire experience rests. By the end of our time together, you will understand not only what I am truly means, but how to harness its infinite power in your daily life to become the person you desire to be and manifest the reality you choose to experience. This is not mere philosophy. It is the practical application of the greatest psychological truth ever discovered, a truth echoed in the Scriptures when the voice from the burning bush declared its name as I am that I am. Are you ready to claim your birthright? Are you ready to wield the power that creates worlds? Then listen closely, for the key to your freedom lies within these two simple yet infinitely potent words. So, what is this power, this I am? It is not your name, not your body, not your profession, not your personality. These are but masks, temporary garments, worn upon the stage of life. Your true identity, the core of your being, is simply your awareness of being. Before you were John or Mary, before you were rich or poor, sick or healthy, you were and are simply I am. This awareness, this feeling of being, is God. It is the unconditioned consciousness upon which all conditions, all states, all experiences are superimposed. Think of it as a formless, infinite potential, waiting to be given form by your own conception of yourself. Now here is the crux of the matter, the secret that unlocks the door to creation. Whatever you claim yourself to be, whatever quality or state you attach to that fundamental I am, you become. Consciousness is the only reality, and your conception of yourself determines the reality you experience. When you say feelingly, I am secure, you are not merely expressing a wish. You are claiming security as your present reality. You are clothing the formless awareness, the I am, with the garment of security. And because consciousness is the only reality, the world must rearrange itself to reflect that claim. Conversely, when you say feelingly, I am struggling, or I am unlucky, you are doing the very same thing. You are clothing your awareness, your God self, with the state of struggle or misfortune. And the world, being only a mirror, faithfully reflects back to you the state you have assumed. Do you see the profound implication? You are, this very moment, choosing your reality through the states you attach to your I am. Most do it unconsciously, driven by habit, fear, or the evidence of their senses. But the power is yours to do it consciously, deliberately, creatively. How then do we apply this understanding in our daily lives? It begins with awareness. Start observing your inner conversations, your habitual thoughts and feelings. What are you constantly declaring yourself to be? Listen to the statements you make both silently and aloud. Are they aligned with the reality you desire, or are they perpetuating the reality you wish to escape? When you catch yourself saying or feeling, I am lacking, or I am afraid, recognize that you are misusing the creative power. You are taking the name of God in vain, attaching it to limitation. Once you become aware of these habitual negative declarations, the next step is conscious substitution. You must deliberately choose the state you desire to embody and begin to claim it as your present reality. If you desire wealth, you must begin to assume the feeling, the consciousness of being wealthy. You must say silently and feelingly, I am wealthy. This is not about pretending or lying to yourself. It is about shifting your identification from your current circumstances to your desired state. Remember, the state you assume, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Your present circumstances are only the hardened facts of your past assumptions. How do you make this assumption feel real? You do it through your imagination. What would it feel like if you were already wealthy, secure, loved, successful? Capture that feeling. Perhaps it is a feeling of relief, of freedom, of joy, of confidence. Find the feeling tone that corresponds to your wish fulfilled. Then, throughout your day, whenever you think of your desire, return to that feeling. Affirm with conviction, I am now what I desire to be. Immerse yourself in the feeling of its reality. Do this especially as you drift off to sleep, for the subconscious mind is most receptive during this state. Do not argue with your senses. Do not look for immediate outer confirmation. Your work is internal. Persist in assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Persist in identifying yourself with your desired state through the declaration, I am now that version of myself. Think of it this way. Your current reality is like a reflection in a mirror. To change the reflection, you do not try to manipulate the mirror itself. You change the object being reflected. You change your conception of yourself, your dominant I am state, and the mirror of the world must reflect that change. Start small if you must. Choose a simple desire. Perhaps you wish to feel more confident. Throughout the day, whenever the opportunity arises, declare silently, I am confident now. Feel the posture, the inner certainty, the ease that accompanies confidence. Persist in this assumption and watch as circumstances begin to conform to your new self-conception. This is the practical application of the power of I am. It is the conscious direction of your awareness, the deliberate choice of the state you wish to occupy. It requires vigilance, persistence, and faith. Faith not in an external power, but in the power of your own consciousness, your own wonderful human imagination, which is God. To truly grasp the magnitude of this power, let us turn again to the Scriptures. For the Bible, understood psychologically, is the greatest textbook on the laws of consciousness ever written. Consider the story of Moses at the burning bush. When Moses asks the name of the power that sends him, the voice replies, I am that I am, and then instructs him, say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. This is not the name of some external deity separate from man. It is the revelation of man's own awareness of being. As the sole creative power, I am that I am means simply that awareness is the only reality. Whatever you declare yourself to be that you are, there is no power outside of your own consciousness that can dictate your experience. When you truly understand this, you stop looking outside for saviors or solutions and turn within to the only God there is, your own wonderful I am. Think of the declaration made by the psalmist. Be still and know that I am God. This stillness is not mere physical quietude. It is the silencing of the chattering senses, the quieting of the doubting mind, so that you can become aware of the presence and power of your own unconditioned awareness, the I am within you. In that stillness, you know your own awareness is God, the creator of your reality. Jesus, the perfect exemplar of the man who understood this law, constantly used the phrase, I am. He declared, I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light of the world. He was not speaking of the man Jesus born of Mary. He was identifying himself with the timeless, formless awareness, the Christ within, the I am. When he said, before Abraham was, I am, he was not claiming to be chronologically older than Abraham. He was stating the eternal truth, that awareness, the I am, precedes all manifestation, all states, all conditions. Your awareness existed before your current body, your current problems, your current limitations, and it will exist after they are gone. It is the only enduring reality. Consider his statement, I and my Father are one. The Father is the I am, the unconditioned awareness. The Son is the state, the conception, the form that awareness assumes. When you claim, I am wealthy, the I am is the Father awareness, and wealthy is the Son, the state assumed. They are one, inseparable. Your awareness becomes that which you assume yourself to be. This is why Jesus could also say, my Father is greater than I. The unconditioned awareness, the Father, the I am, is greater than any specific state or condition, the Son that it assumes, for it can assume infinite states. You are not limited to being just wealthy, or just healthy, or just loved. You, as I am, contain the potential for all states. Think of the parable of the sower. The seed is the assumption, the state you claim with your I am. The soil is your subconscious mind. Some seeds fall on rocky ground, doubt. Some among thorns, conflicting assumptions, worldly cares. And some on good soil, a receptive, trusting state. Your task is to prepare the good soil of your mind and consistently plant the seed of your desired state, knowing that the I am within you is the power that gives the increase. Remember the story of Peter walking on water. He walked successfully as long as he kept his focus on the Christ, on the assumption of possibility. But when he looked at the winds and the waves, the evidence of his senses, the outer circumstances, he began to sink. This is a perfect analogy for our own experience. When you declare, I am already what I desire to be, and keep your focus firmly on the reality of that state within, you walk above the limitations of the world. But the moment you turn your attention back to the problems, the doubts, the fears, the winds and waves, you begin to sink back into the old state. Your awareness, your I am, is the rock upon which you must build your house, your life, not upon the shifting sands of external circumstances or the opinions of others, but upon the unshakable foundation of your own consciousness. Knowing that what you claim and feel to be true within must become your reality without. Now, as with any profound truth, the application of the power of I am is often met with obstacles born of misunderstanding and ingrained habit. Let us address these directly so you may proceed with clarity and confidence. Perhaps the most common obstacle is the apparent conflict with your senses. You declare, I am wealthy, yet your bank account remains unchanged. You affirm, I am healthy, while the physical symptoms persist. The rational mind screams, this is a lie. You are deceiving yourself. My dear friends, you must understand that your senses perceive only the past. They register the world that has already been formed by your previous assumptions. To change your world, you must dare to defy the evidence of your senses and remain loyal to your inner vision, your chosen I am state. It is not self-deception. It is loyalty to the unseen reality you are calling forth. Remember, faith is the evidence of things not seen. Do not wait for the outer world to change before you feel wealthy or healthy. Assume the feeling first. Live in that feeling regardless of appearances. That feeling persisted in is the creative power that compels the outer world to conform. Another misconception is that this is merely positive thinking or requires immense willpower. It is neither. Positive thinking often remains on the surface, a mental assertion without the deep conviction of feeling. Willpower implies struggle, forcing something against resistance. The power of I am is effortless. It is a surrender, an acceptance, a quiet assumption of the state desired. It is not forcing, it is being. When you assume I am, you are not fighting your current reality. You are simply turning your attention away from it and dwelling in your preferred reality within imagination. The change happens not through effort, but through this shift in consciousness, this change of identification. Impatience is another great stumbling block. You assume your desired state for a day, a week, and see no outer movement. Doubt creeps in. You begin to question the law. Remember the farmer and the seed. There is an interval between planting, assumption, and harvest, manifestation. This interval is necessary. It tests your faith, your persistence. Do not constantly dig up your seed by looking for signs. Trust the process. Live your days from the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. Occupy the desired state mentally and emotionally. The outer manifestation will appear in its own perfect timing, often when you least expect it, through a bridge of incidents you could not have conceived. Many also struggle with maintaining the assumption throughout the day. They feel it real before sleep, but then wake up and immediately fall back into the old patterns of thought and feeling dictated by their circumstances. This requires vigilance. You must become the gatekeeper of your mind. When thoughts contrary to your desired I am state arise, do not condemn yourself. Simply notice them and gently redirect your attention back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already true? Then assume that feeling. Make this your dominant inner atmosphere. Finally, some fear that this practice is delusional or irresponsible. They worry about ignoring reality. Well, what is reality? Is it merely the shadow world, perceived by your senses, a world shaped by past assumptions? Or is it the infinite creative power of your own consciousness, your I am? The truly responsible act is to consciously choose the states you wish to experience and impress upon the world. To passively accept unwanted circumstances dictated by past thinking is the real irresponsibility. By claiming your desired state through I am, you are exercising your divine prerogative as a co-creator with God, which is your own wonderful human imagination. Do not be afraid to assume the highest, the noblest, the most wonderful conception of yourself. Claim it with your I am. Feel its reality. Persist in that feeling. For that which you assume yourself to be, you are, and the world has no choice but to bear witness to the truth of your assumption. So tonight, we have explored the profound mystery and the practical power contained within those two simple words, I am. We have seen that your awareness of being is God, the sole creative power in your universe. We have learned that whatever you attach to this I am, whatever state you assume and feel to be true, becomes your objective reality. We have uncovered the biblical parallels that confirm this timeless truth, and we have addressed the common obstacles that arise from the doubts of the rational mind and the evidence of the senses. What remains now is for you to apply this knowledge. Understanding alone is not enough. As the scripture says, be you doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. The word is your chosen I am state, your assumption. Do not treat this as just another interesting lecture. Take it home with you. Live with it. Experiment with it boldly. Dare to assume that you are already the person you long to be. Dare to claim with feeling I am. Begin tonight. As you lay down to sleep, turn away from the world of problems and limitations into the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel what it would be like if you were already healthy, wealthy, loved, secure, whatever your heart desires. Assume the feeling of that state. Declare silently, feelingly, I am that, and drift off to sleep immersed in that reality. During your waking hours, remain vigilant. Watch your thoughts, your moods, your inner conversations. Are they aligned with the state you claimed in the silence? When they stray, gently bring them back. Remind yourself, I am now the embodiment of my desire. Live from that assumption, not merely of it. This is your work. It is the greatest, most rewarding work you will ever do. For in doing so, you are not merely changing circumstances. You are reclaiming your divine heritage. You are awakening to the truth that you are not a victim of fate, but the master of your destiny, the operant power, the God within us. Do not be discouraged by temporary setbacks or the slow yielding of the outer world. Persistence is key. Assume your desired state and persist in that assumption until it becomes your natural way of being, until it hardens into fact. The law is perfect. It cannot fail. Your awareness, your I am, is the beginning and the end. It is the Alpha and the Omega. It is the power that creates, sustains, and transforms all things. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it deliberately to create a life that reflects the beauty, the abundance, and the infinite potential that resides within you. Go now and remember who you truly are. You are not the mask you wear. You are the awareness behind it. You are the power. You are I am.